Hey there, modern backpackers! In my last video, we talked about the details of how to obtain a Mexican visa in your home country. This is part 2 of the series and will explain the step-by-step process of how to apply for your temporary or permanent residency after obtaining this visa. But before we get started, if you find this video informative and entertaining, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. By joining the modern backpacker community, you'll never miss out on future episodes and helpful tips for your own expat ventures. And if you have any questions or experiences to share, feel free to leave a comment below. Your engagement and support mean the world to me. First, let's talk about entering Mexico after obtaining the visa stamp in your passport. Remember, you have 180 days to enter Mexico after receiving the visa stamp. Upon entering, you will receive 30 days to start the process for temporary residency. The Border Patrol agent should already know after seeing your Mexican visa in your United States passport, but you can remind him that you are entering Mexico with the intention of applying for residency. There is one important step you have to do upon entering Mexico. You need to fill out an FMM form to present to the Border Patrol agent, and can either be a manual process of handing him the physical form or an electronic process. I personally find the manual process significantly easier, but I know that where I reside in Monterrey, Mexico, the process is all electronic. Let's talk about the manual process. You will need to fill out an FMM form, which is typically distributed before you pass through the country or in the airplane before you land. If you don't find this, then the airport does not support this. For the manual process, fill out the top part and hand it to the Border Patrol agent. Then the Border Patrol agent will write 30 days at the bottom of the INM and hand it to you. Keep this as you will need it when applying for a temporary residency. Note that the 30 days just means that you have 30 days to start the temporary residency process. It's okay if it takes longer than 30 days as long as you actually start the process. To be on the safe side, especially if you are not sure if the airport you are going to is manual or electronic, fill out the form electronically. I will leave a link in the description below to register an electronic copy of an FMM. Once you click the link, type your details and personal information. Note that you can select Estados Unidos as the Spanish word for United States and estadounidense as the Spanish word for United States citizen. Once you create an account, check the email you provided the system and verify your email and click the link. Once you do that, it will ask you to sign in using the username and password you created. Log in and you will see in the very top something called Servicios Disponibles. Select Registrar Documentos under this. You will have the option of either uploading a photo of your United States passport or uploading an image. Once you are finished with this step, select Validar Documento to validate. They may also ask you to enter your flight details. The next time you will log in will be after you actually entered Mexico. After entering Mexico, log in again and go to the home page and select Pre-Registro y FMM. Here you will find all the passports you have registered in the system. Mine was blank since I did not fill it out. Note that you can register you and your partner at the same time. You will not need to create multiple accounts. Once you do that, you should be able to download a PDF version of your FMM. Print a copy of this. You will need this as one of the documents required for applying for residency. Okay, the next part of the process, you can choose to do it all by yourself or hire an immigration lawyer. I personally tried to do it myself at first, but made really costly mistakes. After all those mistakes, I decided to just hire an immigration lawyer to help me finish the process. If you are interested in using the same lawyer I used, then feel free to write and message me in the comment section below. I paid roughly $500 for the lawyer, and well worth it in my opinion. If you don't want to pay $500 and are okay with doing everything by yourself, then keep watching the video. Enter the home page of the INM website. I will leave a link of this in the description below. Once you enter the page, you can select Trámites Migratorios. After that, scroll down the list of services and select Expedición de Documento Migratorio por Canje. Then select Solicitud. This will take you to the main application form. For the first question, select Quiero reponer documento migratorio. For the next question, select Canje de FMM por tarjeta de visitante o de residente. You will leave the CURP section blank since you will not have a CURP yet. Type in your personal information including your marriage status. Soltero means single and casado means married. After this section, enter details of the place you were born. Then enter your passport details. For the bottom section, enter the address where you will be residing in Mexico. Note that after doing some research, you will need to make sure that the address you enter matches the office you are applying for. For example, you can't put a Cancun address and apply for residency in Monterrey. These two will have to match. Also, be very careful about filling out the application. When I did this by myself the first time, I made some mistakes, and you are not able to correct these mistakes in person. You will have to start the process all over again. That was one of the main reasons I hired a lawyer. At the bottom of the application, enter your email. You also have the opportunity to add someone that can receive notifications for you. You can add in their personal information and passport details below. In my case, this section is actually for my lawyer. After you finish all of this, scroll to the very bottom and select Guardar. Hit Sign. Finally, you will have your application number. Review this application carefully to make sure everything is correct. Print a copy of the PDF because you will need to take this to the INM office. Now let us create a checklist of items you have to bring to the INM office. First will be your United States passport along with 3 copies of the front page. Next will be a copy of the visa stamp in your United States passport. Print 3 copies of this just in case. Third will be the FMM form you filled out above, whether paper copy or electronically. Make sure you have the original as well as 3 copies of this. Next will be proof of payment that you paid the fee to get your residency. Back when I did this, I actually had to go to the bank and pay for the residency there. The bank will then give you a copy of a payment receipt, and you should print 3 copies to take to INM. I believe nowadays, you are actually able to use a debit or credit card and pay for the fee directly in the office during the time of your visit. I would have loved to have this option back when I did the process. The 2023 fees are as follows. Temporary residency costs 5,108 pesos, which is roughly $300. The fee for permanent residency is 6,226 pesos or $366. To start a payment process of going to the bank, click the link for Pago de Derecho. Choose Física, then type in your name and details. You still will not have a CURP in this process. Hit Continue. In the next page, select Derecho de Residente Temporal, then select the first option if you are getting a temporary residency for 1 year. Type in the office where you will go to apply for the residency. After that, click Imperior to print. This will give you a copy of the payment form in which you can take to the local bank, pay in cash, and obtain a proof PDF payment receipt from the bank to bring to INM. Just in case, I would print 3 copies of each of these to take to the office. One thing I would recommend is also filling out a Formato Basico, even if you can do this in person. I will leave a link of this form in the description. After you obtain all of these, the last part is actually setting up an appointment. This is a nightmare in Mexico. Their appointment system is so inconsistent and would often show dates months or even a year in advance. If you want something quicker than that, this is where I would choose an office that allows you to come in on a first-come, first-served basis. You can often hire someone to stand in the middle of the night for you so you can just show up right when they open without having to wait. As you see, because of all of these requirements, I normally find that hiring a lawyer for $500 or more is a better option. I hope this video has provided you with valuable insights and guidance for obtaining a Mexico temporary residency. By sharing my first-hand experience and highlighting the mistakes to avoid, I aim to help you navigate this process more smoothly. Don't forget to subscribe to the Modern Backpacker community for future episodes and helpful tips on your own expat ventures. If you have any questions or experiences to share, feel free to leave a comment below. Your engagement and support are greatly appreciated.